Good afternoon, Boston. I'm Darren Bloopers, wishing you a Happy New Year's.
And I'm Nick Butkus, and today is December 31st, 1979. Today we're going to reflect on the biggest events of the past year.
Our top stories today include Sony's introduction of the Walkman, a nuclear accident, the presentation of a Nobel Peace Prize, and a look at Super Bowl 13.
But today's most pressing story is the Iranian hostage crisis. First, here's Skinny Scippa with the weather.
Hello everyone. We have a bright week ahead of us in Boston. Temperature's going to be in the 20s. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. This is the perfect week for the beach, people. It's going to be dead there. Woo!
Yeah. I don't know about you, but that was painful.
Yep. In other words, in case you've been living under a rock the past year, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her humanitarian work. Her missionaries of charity continue to expand and led over 610 missions in 123 countries. Her work consisted of missions for helping those with HIV and AIDS, leprosy and tuberculosis. She also developed soup kitchens, family counseling programs, and helped in orphanages and schools.
What a saint.
Darren.
Welcome back. Our next story takes place on 3 Mile Island. We'll go to Darren for the coverage of the story.
This was the worst accident in U.S. commercial power plant history. The accident began at 4 a.m. on Wednesday, March 28th. It began with failures in the non-nuclear secondary system, which was followed by a pilot-operated relief valve getting stuck in the primary system. This allowed large amounts of nuclear coolant to escape. Mechanical failures were compounded by the initial failure of plant operators to recognize the situation as a loss of coolant accident due to inadequate training and human errors.
Thank you, Darren. In positive news, though, studies have not linked cancer with the accident. But now to Lee Kawasaki with the sports news.
First on the agenda is Super Bowl 13. Pittsburgh beat Dallas with a final score of 35-31. Terry Bradshaw received the MVP award, and the team celebrated with some nice rings and champagne. We also have the Stanley Cup, where the Montreal Canadiens beat the New York Rangers 4-1 in a 5-game series. In the 33rd NBA Championship, the Seattle Supersonics beat the Washington Bullets 4-1 in a 5-game series. And finally, in the World Series, Pittsburgh beat Baltimore 4-3 in the 7-game series. That is all for the sports news. Now back to Darren and Butkus at the
Breaking news this year is that Sony came out with its first portable music player. It's called the Sony Walkman.
This invention was created for long plane rides. Look around. Everybody who's everybody has one. Lovely day on the beach today, Mr. Dingleberry.
And now for the top story, the Iranian hostage crisis. A group of Islamic students and militants supporting the Iranian Revolution took over the American embassy in Tehran on November 4th. 52 Americans are being held captive.
So far, it has been 57 days of captivity and no signs of release. President Carter has called the hostages victims of terrorism and anarchy, adding that the United States will not yield to any blackmail.
The crisis has been called an entanglement of vengeance and mutual incomprehension.
This violates not only the most fundamental precepts of international law, but the common ethical and religious heritage of humanity. There is no recognized religious faith on earth which condones kidnapping. There is no recognized religious faith on earth which condones blackmail. There is certainly no religious faith on earth which condones the sustained abuse of innocent people. We are deeply concerned about the inhuman and degrading conditions imposed on the hostages. From every corner of the world, nations and people have voiced their strong revulsion and condemnation of Iran and have joined us in calling for the release of the hostages.
In Iran, the hostage capturing is seen as a blow against the U.S. and revenge on our negative impact on their nation.
The hostages will be in our prayers. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Up in the Air News. Stay classy, Boston. That is all. We got it! We nailed it!